Hi everyone, and welcome along to the 14th of December. Let's see what's behind the door today. A Christmas nutcracker. Grab your paints and let's get started. Right, we've got a bit of drawing to do for this one, and we've got to make sure that we don't go too sort of high or low with it. So I'm just going to mark in a few lines. So we're going to have the hat, the face, the body, the sort of other half of the body, and the legs. So I've put in those lines and I've already forgotten which one's which. Here we go. Okay, so we're going to have a face, and then we're going to have a body, with his smart military jacket on, and then legs straight down, and feet at the bottom there, and then epaulets on the shoulders on that horizontal line there, and arms coming down, and then a hat after the little bit of hair. Okay, so there's our basic nutcracker. Now I'm going to add a little bit of detail. So belt buckle, we'll give him some smart stripes. Some stripes on his sleeves, nice detail on his hat, and then for his face, a moustache, just some simple eyes, and yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So if you've been drawing quite heavily in your pencil, it's always worth just giving it a very faint rub out. Just means it's much easier to get rid of later on. And we're going to do some sort of classic military colours, so we need gold. So I've got my cadmium yellow, or my Gamboge Hue. And I will just get a bit of the yellow ochre mixed in to make it a little bit more gold. I'm going to have the French Ultramarine blue, and then we'll get red and we'll get Payne's grey. We'll be starting off just sort of blocking in the colours. And the gold is sort of going to work as sort of accent detailing, but we're going to have to put it in early on. We can't layer gold up on top of these other strong dark colours because it just won't show up. So we need to have a think about that as we paint. Okay, so we've got all our colours ready, just cleaning off my brush. And it might be a case of using the 4/10 brush all the way through, because this is quite a fiddly little one. So I'm going to begin by painting in the yellow details. So that's going to be all his sort of decorative parts. You want to make sure your colour is quite nice and concentrated so that it shows up really, really clearly. Gold buckle on the belt. That seems pretty good to me. So we also need to make sure that we allow things to dry before we paint things immediately next to them. But there are one or two things we can paint. We can get the trousers in. So I'm going to go for Payne's grey trousers, but I think we're going to give them a stripe up the outside. So I've just left the tiniest bit unpainted on the outer edge. I wonder if anyone's ever been to see the Nutcracker Ballet. I've been to see it when I was quite little. It's quite a lovely Christmassy thing. Oh, the dogs are barking, if anyone can hear that. That must mean we've got the postman. Whenever I'm filming, ants on duty to make sure they don't bark too much. Okay, well, we're going to let things dry before we paint in the neighbouring bits. Now it's time for the red. If you wanted to add extra sort of bits and pieces to your soldier, you can absolutely. You could give him a sword, or give him something else to hold. Even more regalia. I must say, these small brushes are just amazing for this kind of work. If you are in need of some small brushes, you can find these Pro Art brushes on my website. Although we are having a little break for Christmas, so you'll have to wait until we're back. But yeah, they're absolutely fantastic for little detailed illustrations. So I'm just outlining my gold buttons. So yeah, just keep on colouring in various sections. When you start with a new colour, make sure the surrounding areas have dried, and we'll get him filled in. So you can see I've done a little bit of extra detail on the hat, on the gold stuff there, and you can do that if you fancy it, or you can just sort of leave it alone. I thought a little bit of black on the buckle, and then I'll just outline the hands, and then I'm going to do outline of the face here. And then with a swirly moustache. And there we have our very smart Christmas nutcracker.